Imagine this. You are driving your brand new electric car. A shopping trolley rolls into your rear quarter panel in a car park. The dent is barely visible. You would not even bother claiming on a petrol car. But because the battery pack sits underneath, your insurer sends an assessor. They cannot confirm the battery housing is undamaged. And just like that, your $60,000 EV is declared a total loss. This is not a hypothetical. It is happening right now in Australia. And it is just one of 5 hidden costs that nobody warns you about before you buy an electric vehicle. Today, we are going through all of them, the real numbers, the real traps, and what you can actually do to protect yourself. Let us start with the biggest one. Insurance companies are writing off electric vehicles over damage that would be a simple panel repair on a petrol car. The problem is the battery pack. On most EVs, it sits underneath the floor of the car in a sealed housing. When there is an impact, even a minor one, the insurer often cannot confirm whether the battery cells inside have been compromised. And if they cannot confirm it is safe, they will not take the risk. They write the car off. Matthew Avery, research director at Thatcham Research, one of the world's leading automotive risk intelligence companies, put it bluntly. He said, an EV is not very sustainable if you have got to throw the battery away after a minor collision. The cost of replacing a battery pack ranges from about $6,000 for a smaller car up to $20,000 or more, depending on the make and model. For some vehicles, that is 30 to 50% of the car's total value. And here is where it gets worse. Tesla and other brands are moving towards structural battery packs where the cells are built into the car's frame. The Tesla 4680 battery cell is literally part of the vehicle's structure. You cannot just swap it out. If those cells are damaged, the entire floor assembly may need replacing. For the insurer, the maths is simple. If repair cost exceeds roughly 60 to 70% of the car's market value, they write it off. And with battery replacement costs where they are, that threshold gets hit much faster on an EV than on a petrol car. This leads directly into the second hidden cost, insurance premiums. Choice, Australia's leading independent consumer organization, published a comprehensive analysis in March 2026 based on over 16,000 insurance quotes. Their finding was clear. The average comprehensive insurance premium for an electric vehicle in Australia is $2,545 per year. For a petrol vehicle, it is $1,702. That is $843 more per year, or roughly 40% higher. And it is getting worse, not better. Compare the market's latest EV insurance index from April 2026 shows that comprehensive premiums for battery electric vehicles have climbed 10.2% in the last 12 months alone. David Koch, Compare the Market's economic director, said that with new models and more data coming to hand, you would expect prices to stabilize over time. But that has not happened. Rising labor costs, parts costs, and battery replacement costs keep pushing premiums higher. The brand you choose makes a massive difference. Choice found that Geely EVs are the cheapest to insure at an average of $1,622 for a new car. Tesla is the most expensive at an average of $2,985. Why the gap? Tesla's repair network in Australia has expanded, but their parts still come from overseas. Specialist high-voltage labor is limited. And the structural battery design we just talked about makes even minor repairs complex and expensive. The practical advice here is simple. Before you buy any EV, get an insurance quote first, not after. A 20 to 40% premium increase can wipe out a significant chunk of your fuel savings. Hidden cost number 3, parts availability and repair wait times. If you own a Toyota Camry and need a bumper replaced, your local panel shop probably has the part in stock or can get it within days. If you own a BYD or an MG, you might be waiting weeks, in some cases, months. BYD's own Chief Operating Officer Stephen Collins publicly admitted in February 2026 that the company has work to do in service and parts. He said there has been difficulty in getting systems to talk to each other after the changeover from EV Direct to Inchcape distribution. BYD says they now have a 95% parts fill rate, meaning 95% of the time when a dealer needs a part, it is sitting in their Melbourne or Brisbane warehouse. That sounds good on paper, but when you are one of the 5%, you could be waiting a long time. And BYD is actually better resourced than many of the newer Chinese brands. MG owners on product review have reported cars in repairs for up to 12 months after accidents because of parts supply failures. The limited number of EV-accredited repairers makes this worse. Not every panel shop can work on high-voltage battery systems. They need specific safety equipment, training, and certification. In 2026, the approved repair network for most EV brands is still much narrower than for mainstream petrol vehicles. While your car sits in the shop, your insurer may cover a rental, but that adds to the total claim cost, which feeds back into higher premiums for everyone. It is a vicious cycle. Hidden cost number 4 is one that sneaks up on every EV owner: tires. Electric vehicles are heavy. The battery pack alone weighs 400 to 600 kilograms. A Tesla Model X or a Kia EV9 pushes nearly 2.6 to 2.8 tons onto the road, and EVs deliver 100% of their torque instantly from a standstill. That combination of weight and instant torque chews through tires faster than a petrol car. Data from the Motor Trades Association of Australia shows that EVs experience tire wear rates 20 to 50% higher than equivalent petrol vehicles. And EV-specific tires cost more. You need reinforced sidewalls to handle the extra weight and special compounds to cope with the torque. A full set of EV tires runs between $1,200 and $1,800 depending on the car. Over 5 years, Gridley's total cost of ownership analysis puts the additional tire cost for an EV at $500 to $1,000 compared to a petrol equivalent. That is not going to bankrupt you. But it is a cost that almost nobody mentions when they are selling you the car. There are things you can do to manage this. Rotate your tires every 7,000 to 10,000 kilometers. Keep them inflated to the manufacturer's recommended pressure, which is often higher on EVs. And go easy on the instant torque launches. Your tires will thank you. And the fifth hidden cost: depreciation. Electric vehicles have historically depreciated faster than petrol equivalents. National Cover's 2026 analysis puts 3-year EV depreciation at 40 to 55% compared to 35 to 45% for petrol vehicles. Now, in fairness, this gap is narrowing. Tesla holds its value reasonably well. BYD residuals are stabilizing as the brand becomes more established in Australia. And the fuel crisis is actually pushing used EV values up in 2026. But there is a depreciation risk that is unique to EVs. Manufacturers can slash new car prices overnight. When Tesla dropped the Model Y by $8,000 to $13,000 in 2023, every existing owner's car lost value instantly. That does not happen with Toyota or Mazda. And budget Chinese EVs can drop 50 to 60% in 3 years as newer, cheaper models flood the market. If BYD releases a better Atto 3 for less money next year, your current Atto 3 takes the hit. Now, quick note: if you are living in regional Australia or you are planning long EV road trips into areas where mobile coverage drops out, reliable internet is not a luxury, it is a safety net. I personally use Starlink, and if you sign up through my referral link in the description, you get 1 month of free membership from Starlink, worth over $100, and you will also be supporting this channel. The link is in the description. So let us add it all up. The 5 hidden costs of EV ownership in Australia that almost nobody talks about. 1. The write-off trap. Minor damage near the battery pack can total your car. 2. Insurance premiums. $843 a year more on average and climbing 10% annually. 3. Parts and repair waits. Weeks to months for some brands. 4. Tire wear. 20 to 50% faster with more expensive replacement rubber. 5. Depreciation risk. Faster than petrol and vulnerable to manufacturer price cuts. Now, I want to be clear. None of this means EVs are a bad buy. When you factor in fuel savings, especially at current petrol prices, lower servicing costs, and the FBT exemption if you are on a novated lease, an EV can still be the smartest financial move you make in 2026. But you need to go in with your eyes open. Get the insurance quote before you buy. Budget for tires. Understand what happens if your car gets a dent near the battery. And pick your brand carefully based on parts availability, not just the sticker price. If this video saved you from an expensive surprise, share it with someone who is thinking about buying an EV, and subscribe if you want more honest, numbers-based EV content for Australian buyers.